I should mention that this is episode 100 of the Huberman Lab podcast, and I would be remiss if I did not tell you that there would be no Huberman Lab podcast were it not for Lex Fridman. I was a fan of the Lex Fridman podcast long before I was ever invited on to the podcast as a guest. And after our first recording, Lex was the one that suggested that I start a podcast. He only gave me 2 pieces of advice. The first piece of advice was start a podcast. And the second piece of advice was that I not just make it me blabbing into the microphone and staring at the camera. So I can safely say that I at least followed half of his advice, and that I am ever grateful for Lex, both as a friend, a colleague in science, and now fellow podcaster, for making the suggestion that we start this podcast.